Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
One, two, 1, 2. One, two. Testing, 1, 2.
So, have you done much of the Women's League this year?
Not commentary-wise, but I've been watching a fair bit of it.
Okay. So this have the so that's off on. So that's okay. How many games have you done this year, then?
Only one. I did a game down at Dandy this side of the year.
I don't think you've done a lot more.
I did a fair few last year.
Senol Stadium at BT Connor Reserve, the site for some Friday night footy. Round 24 of the Senol NPL Women's Victoria season sees a side that, safe from relegation, are now looking to build for the year ahead against a side, well, with one piece of silverware already banked and with their sights firmly set on more to come. It's the Preston Lions up against the Essendon Royals in the Victorian Women's Top Flight. A bumper clash here in Melbourne's North. And thank you ever so much for joining us today on the NPL Victoria YouTube page. No matter where you happen to be it Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, or indeed anywhere around the world for all the action. Two sides that, well, find themselves on different sides of the table. The hosts, Preston, coming into this game sitting 11th on the table. Essendon, meanwhile, sitting second, keeping their eyes, well, the players aren't keeping their eyes on it, but members of the Royals dugout firmly with one eye on their phones, on the Sofa Score app, whatever their app is of choice for the result of Box Hill and Avondale, with the Royals coming into this game just 3 points back of top of the table. Pythagoras. For the hosts, though, looking at builds, well, they've got a pretty settled squad. Charlotte Horrison retains her place between the sticks, but there is a big addition in front of her. Amy Medwin is back into the side after missing last week on All-Stars duty. The Kiwi All-Stars, the Auckland Invitational side that went down to Chelsea. Meanwhile, for the visitors, the Essendon Royals, they have an all-star addition as well. Their Kiwi attacker, Maggie Jenkins, she's got a mighty successful hit rate since she joined mid-season. She is back up front, but their talisman, the runaway Golden Boot leader, Kelly McGrorty, she's there as well. Albeit they are missing a couple of big names. Michaela Jurcic and Bella Stewards have both picked up non-contact injuries during the week at training and will miss this game. But as the heavens begin to open up here at BT Connor Reserve, the two sides are getting set for this one. My name is Joey Lynch. Thank you ever so much for joining us. My absolute pleasure to be joined up here in our commentary position by Lockie Avil. And, well, Lockie, two sides, as I've said, different end of the table, but plenty to play for. Momentum to build for finals for one, momentum for next season for the other. What are you expecting?
Good evening, Joey. Good evening to everybody at home. Yeah, a fascinating encounter coming up for us tonight, of course. Momentum to continue as well for both sides as we get underway here at Senol Stadium. 2 wins at home in a row for the Preston Lions, while the Essendon Royals 4 consecutive wins in the league and that Nike FC Cup victory. It's going to be a great game we've got in store for us tonight.
As it will be Preston making the first forays forward, albeit that pass forward into the path of Holly Massey couldn't be seized upon, but they can reload. Working on down this right flank. Valentine Percy awaits in the middle, their leading scorer. Unable to make proper contact with her forehead from the cross, but some good work there by Matsumoto to ensure that her side will retain possession. And Essendon forced back early doors. Going to concede a set piece, albeit it's going to be a throw-in rather than corner on that far left attacking side.
Lamada inbounds to Dewey. Ball in across the face. Half cleared by Essendon. Away back now. And the ball from Liv Edwards will run away for an Essendon throw. We go all the way just about to kick off with a dry day here in Melbourne, but the rain has begun. Fighting for possession, Kingston Hogg will win the free kick. Of course, we're near the end of what could be a very special season for the Essendon Royals. That Nike FC Cup victory represents their first major trophy for their women's section. Convincing victory against Heidelberg United at the home of the Matildas. And as Joey said off the top, just 3 points behind Box Hill United at the start of this round. We can tell you they lead 1-0 at the moment in their game over Avondale. So 3 points essential to stay in that race.
There's the Royals now looking to build in the front third, fashion some form of attacking momentum. Had to do a lot more defending than they probably anticipated early doors. McGrawdy chests that one down. Jenkins unable to get on the end of it, booted away, but keep your eye on the number 9 for the Royals, Kelly McGrawdy. Going at well over a goal a game in her first season in the Victorian women's top flight. Saw Maggie Jenkins announced by Perth Glory recently for the coming A-League women's season. One's got to wonder what the Essendon talisman has to do. Grace Marr. Good delivery to the top of the box, headed clear. Second ball goes the way of the Royals. Just unable to flick it forward with Sandu. She was found by Koizumi.
Go on. Good picks.
Preston now looking to come down the right. Forward pressing structure of the visitors is good, and they're going to force a turnover at the top of the box. McGrawdy thought about the shot, thought better. Second attempt is spilled. Still up for grabs, scrambling, can it be turned in? Cleared off the line.
Hearts and mouths moments for the Preston Lions, but they do escape. And there's going to be a brief pause in proceedings, but oh so close for the Essendon Royals. Bronte Peel
Hey, really good start. Well done.
on the goal line. And this is the kind of pressure that Essendon bring. As there'll be some medical treatment for Charlotte Herrehorsen. And it just shows, Joey, the danger of the front line of this Essendon Royals attack. Any lapses, even for a brief moment, they're there, ready and waiting.
Indeed, they come into this game with the best goal difference in the competition, 68 goals scored. As mentioned, McGrawdy scored plenty of them, 33 goals in all competitions, 29 in the league. Alongside her, Maggie Jenkins as well. She's got 9 goals in all competitions since she arrived. Just 7 appearances, so better than a goal a game. Likes of Bronte Peel as well, who had that chance cleared off the line. Former Emily Van Egmond's winner in the Northern New South Wales competition. One of a few former Maitland players playing today for both sides. So the centre of the footballing universe, the NPL Victoria competitions, men's and women, bringing in talent from across the country and the world. Charlotte Herrehorsen, meanwhile, is back on her feet, which is good to see. We do have Amelia Kibble as the backup keeper for Preston. Had 16 starts for the under-20s coming in with 4 clean sheets. It was the Royals 20s that got the chocolates in our curtain raiser earlier tonight, coming back from a goal down. Koizumi goes backwards, and Holly Massey's just going to make sure that the Royals earn it. Fortunately for her, her pressing efforts ran into Grace Marr, one of, if not the most unflappable figures in this competition. Probably also one of the cleanest centre-backs in possession, given that we've so often seen her play as a 6, both at the Victorian level and the A-League women level. Really challenging conditions, we can call them. Unpleasant as well is another word, as the rain starting to come slightly more horizontal here in Melbourne's north. Will also make things quite difficult for the players as well as uncomfortable. Slick conditions. It's a very large ground here at Jenna Steele Stadium.
And I think, Joey, as we see conditions worse, that's only going to exemplify the impact of Ayano Koizumi in the heart of the Essendon midfield. She is the heartbeat of this team. She's the engine room. So to move the ball, to hold it, to move forward as a team, she's going to be a key part in this game. Yamada beats her player, forces Bronte Peel to give away the free kick. A little early warning there from Yamada, her ability to beat her player. Edwards. Cut out by Peel. One back by Dewey. And that's a great ball in behind from Massey. The flag stays down. Collected well by Board. Sandu. Koizumi. Getting narrowed into a corner by the Lions. And here's Sandu. Such a versatile player. She'll overlap wide. She'll cut it in the midfield as well. Close control here. Koizumi distributes wide to Parkinson. And Peel just unable to find the ball through. And it'll be a Preston throw.
Keisha Sandel, such a valuable pickup for Essendon, both for what she brings with her right and left feet, but also just that brain that she brings. One of the most experienced players in the entire competition. Tonight is NPL Women's appearance number 193 for Keisha Sandel. Memorable stints across the competition, trophy-winning stints across the competition. The latest, as we've said, that Nike FC Cup. Grace Maher, who added the Nike FC Cup to her collection, which includes an A-League Women's Championship. Canberra United. Here comes Preston. It's a ball in behind. The large expanses of Jenna Steele Stadium, conducive to that sort of approach. Driving into the penalty area, Preston. The shot at the near post will fall, and it is turned in by the Lionesses. So they came forward quickly, and I think it was Holly Massey that got the definitive touch for Preston. So they were purposeful, they broke forward quickly, and they got their rewards.
Fiorina Iaria off the right wing for Preston. How often since her transfer halfway through this Senol NPLW season have we seen her with the ball at her feet, cutting her defender inside and out, and providing that moment for her teammate to score the goal. And this time, off the right wing. We saw her do it off the left last week. She's such a skillful player. And Holly Massey there to turn it home. 1-0 Preston.
Well, both keepers have been in the wars. Just looking across, Zara Board has gone down onto her haunches. So perhaps in that scramble, she was got some sort of knock. The trainer has come out to just check on her in the Essendon penalty area. And well, when you're in the sort of situation that Preston are in, finals won't be happening for them this campaign. Enter today well back of sixth placed South Melbourne, but they're also well clear of the relegation zone. Far away from Melbourne City and the Bentley Greens down there, but they can serve to play as spoiler. Remember, I was here a few weeks ago now when Bulleen came to town looking to keep in touch with the league leaders, only to, well, head home with just a point after a 2-2 draw. And now you look at, well, the Bulleen Lionesses entered the round 7 points back of top of the table, so that draw very telling in their hopes. And now, well, Preston could be doing similar to the Essendon Royals. God, Box Hill must be Preston's biggest fans at this point. Helping out the defending champions. Meanwhile, Zara Board back to her feet. Her hopes of another clean sheet, a fifth clean sheet of the campaign, up in smoke as Essendon get us going once more.
Yep, Joey, I think you're right. The fans at the fences of Wembley Park at the moment, I'm sure very pleased with the news. It opens up the opportunity to go 6 points clear for Box Hill. With only a few rounds remaining. And here, Preston again, cut out by Sandhu. Peel. Ball over the top, not dealt with. McGrawdy tries to find Parkinson in behind. It will fall to Peel. He's working for the right moment here. They'll retreat through Kingston Hogg. And it's picked out well by the Lions. They go through. Valentine Percy clear in behind. Moments to set herself. Just slowed up, but the shot will come. Oh, off the crossbar. She had too much time to think about it almost. Brought onto the left foot. Preston also close to number 2.
Indeed, for a moment, it looked like the moment might have passed for Valentine Percy. Grace Maher getting across, standing her up, but just the feint with the body language from the Preston striker, enabling her to open up the angle and send in a shot that, well, it looked like it had Zara Board beat, certainly. Just unable to beat that upright. And a second goal certainly would be huge for Preston, and in the context of this game and the season. As they'll burst forward again. It's been an excellent start by Preston. And I think Zara Board there, a very important touch. The ball has stayed in. Percy, the intended recipient of that cross, blocked away. Only as far as Yamada, who has a bit of time to look up. And that's a good ball as well for Harrington. Perhaps a good ball because Harrington had begun in an offside position, but that goal huge in the context of the season. You look at it right now, the first of 3 games remaining in the campaign for all these sides, and well, if results hold, Box Hill would be able to win the league at Keilor Park next week. If results hold, a lot of football to be played, but Preston as they come forward again. Valentine Percy on the left. Loves an early shot, this Valentine Percy, but alarm bells ringing for Essendon.
And we've seen just in those last few minutes as well, Eva Harrington making her way down the left wing. Not notably a massive goal scorer, but did get her first of the season last week and almost scored an incredible marauding run past 3 or 4 opposition players. She's clearly finding her feet in front of goal. Dewey's ball will go out of play. Just too much to be reeled in by Harrington for a Royals throw. And that's good work, but the pass just eludes. And as you say, Joey, a goal of so much consequence. We're really in the nitty-gritty now of this Senol NPLW season for 2026. Taken away well again by Massey. Cut out in midfield by Kingston Hogg. The ball from Koizumi is not dealt with by Preston. McGrady, good feet. To Wilbert, but cleared away by Yamada. And the tug of the shirt will result in a free kick to the Royals.
So instructions of be patient coming from the Royals dugout as they look to build up from the back, but that pass from Kendra Smith probably wasn't what they had in mind as it's turnover, and again Preston bursting forward. Cross blocked away, but so good at that thus far in this game, Preston. The moment the turnover comes, they'll drive forward with pace, trying to take advantage of what, as we said, is a large pitch here at Ginesteel Stadium. A lot of space to exploit if you can catch your opponent napping. Sian Dewey goes all the way back to her keeper. Liv Edwards directing a bit of traffic. Not too much of a positive outcome. Liv Edwards starting there at centre-back for Preston. Did have to undergo a fitness test during the warm-up to see whether or not she'd be able to take part, but obviously has passed that. Grace Marr just trying to drop something in. It's going to take a couple of touches before falling. In the end, it's the referee's whistle that will deny the Royals. Akeisha Sandhu picked out as infringing on her opponent, and Preston can have a free kick.
Percy, ball in behind. Will find Yaria with space to burn. She's done it a few times in this game already. And a shot hits the post. She's been by far the most dangerous player in this game so far. But just like her start to life in Preston, the goal continues to elude her. And Preston will have another set-piece opportunity, but twice now the Lions have struck the woodwork. One 1-0, could be 2 or 3. Just by a matter of inches either way. But we see, Joey, you're talking about how much space Fiorina has on that far wing. And she's been using it superbly so far in this game. As it'll be Dewey on the free kick. And comfortably claimed by Zara Board.
So the goal of the Royals living a semi-charmed life right now. It has been hit once by the Royals, but twice now, by the Lions, I should say, but twice now. The frame of the goal, denying Preston a 2-goal lead. There's some space on the right, perhaps, for the Royals. Closed down in a hurry by Eva Harrington. Just losing track of where Valentine Percy was, did Kendra Smith. McGrady, first time ball played forward, couldn't find a teammate. Certainly Kelly McGrady, the Golden Boot winner, not having enough, well, as many sights on the ball as the Royals would want. Meanwhile, Valentine Percy, she's seen it a few times for Preston. On this occasion, she looks for a teammate rather than goal. Didn't find what she was after. Ma stood up by Holly Massey, who's going to keep pressing. And there you go, rewards for your endeavours. Zara Boards, first time ball, finds naught but the touchline.
Valentine Percy and Eva Harrington almost couldn't agree on who was going to chase that long ball in behind, but their indecision wasn't punished as Percy managed to get to the ball first. And how about Yamada coming forward from left back, beating her direct marker twice now in Bronte Peel. That is proving to be a dangerous area for the Lions coming down this left flank. And it's good pressure from the Lions. Containing pressure. And that has been a trend of the game so far, occupying this left side, especially in build-up, and trying to expose the space on the right-hand side when they can find the switch, as they look to do so here. The run from Malloy is cut out by the Royals. There's numbers here. 4-on-2. McGrady has a pick of options, but couldn't find one. That was an opportunity. Now, Sandhu will earn the free kick, but warning signs for the Preston Lions.
So approaching the half-an-hour mark here in Reservoir, Genestil Stadium at BT Connor Reserve, the home of Preston Lions. The score is 1-0 for the hosts. Holly Massey popping up in the 12th minute. And we have goals in every game around the grounds this evening in the Senol NPL Women's Victoria. 5 games in action tonight. It's 1-0 to Melbourne City over Heidelberg United. As we've said, Box Hill, the league leaders, with a 1-0 lead over Avondale. Alamein have a 1-0 lead over Spring Hills in their game. And Melbourne Victory have a 1-0 lead over the Bentley Greens. So Heidelberg and City, Box Hill and Avondale, both of those games kicked off at 7:30, so they're in the second stanza. The other 3 all approaching the half-an-hour mark around Melbourne. So Avondale, as things stands, well, it was always a very long chance that they'd be able to chase down the premiership. Perhaps of more concern for them will be that potentially leaving themselves vulnerable now to FC Bulleen Lions, overhauling them. They've got a game against Boroondara this weekend. Boroondara are also in the thick of the playoff race, so ramifications abound. So the Royals will have themselves a set piece. Delivered to the top of the box. The attempted clearing header. Well, the first one, I think it was off the head of Liv Edwards. Went to the top of the 6-yard box. The second one was sent back to Charlotte Horrison. But a turnover forced now by the Royals. Maggie Jenkins driving in, but what a sliding challenge. Perhaps taking advantage of the slick surface here at Jenner Steel Stadium. You had to be clean. You had to be good when you're doing something like that. But the challenge certainly was.
Extraordinarily well done there by Holly Massey. She wins the throw as well. What about the run from Maggie Jenkins? As you say, Joey, made an extraordinary impact since joining the Royals in just a handful of matches so far. A brace and a player of the match performance in that Nike FC Cup final just a couple of short weeks ago. As we see, Harrington and Iario have switched wings for the Preston Lions, offering up some different matchups. Smith into Koizumi. Turns well. Finds McGrady. But the first touch not just enough to keep it under control. Smith again. Bursting forwards. Handball shouts are waved away off the arm of Paige Kingston Hogg. And Preston will settle. Well worked by Dewey. Out wide. It's a great run. Preston have numbers now. Ball in. Finds Matsumoto. The cutback. Into the side netting from Preston. Another well-worked opportunity. But just missing the frame of goal from Eva Harrington.
That chance, though, really instigated by the run of Amy Benwood there at right back. She was absent last week for their win over Melbourne City on Kiwi All-Stars duty, Auckland's Invitational, whatever we're going to call it. But you can see there that the presence, the impact that she brings on that flank. And these A-League women representatives for Preston. Jenkins tries to slide that one through, and eventually it will be slid through, but charging it down bravely was for Horrison. And the ball will spill to Medwin, and well, hold on, all of a sudden, there is space to operate in. Harrington driving forward, she's got Fiorina here in an acre of space on the left. Instead finds Percy in the middle, and then, well, all of the promise, all of the potential of that move cannot be delivered upon, as it will just finish with a goal kick for the Royals.
It was Paige Kingston Hogg that found herself with an opportunity one-on-one in the penalty area. But a great charging save from her Horrison to keep it at 1-0. And Yamada again getting the better of Bronte Peel. Koizumi drifting out wide. Parkinson has Peel on the inside with space to go. And a strong challenge by Edwards to win back possession. But as we've seen so much in this game so far, Essendon's ability to win those second balls has been immense. But it's won back by Preston. Good interplay. Percy has the overlapping run. The decoy is used. Dealt with well by the Essendon defence. McGrady turns in strength. And it will be a yellow card. A second offence, I believe, was the finger signal from our central referee, Jackson Trundle.
One of the best bits about calling games out at Preston is that you're right next to the dugout, so you can hear the commentary from the coaches. And, well, not sure how much of it is coming through on the effects mic, but Preston boss Josip Lončarić, not a fan of that decision, just launching into a bit of a monologue about his views. Of course, he doesn't have a whistle, so it's pretty much just for entertainment purposes in the end. Lončarić taking over after Adam College departed back in round 16 following a loss to Box Hill. 7 games in charge. He's got 3 wins, a draw and 3 losses. It's going to be a free kick for Essendon now. Keisha Sandhu coming across from a position on the left to take this one. Is this an opportunity for McGrady to pop up, show those strikers' instinct? Ball unable to make its way to the back of the pack where she was lurking, but she's gone back to get it. Grace Maher. Dangerous looking delivery. Jenkins got underneath her marker. Now it falls to her, ricocheting around. Royals coming up with a loose ball, so they'll keep the pressure on. Reset in their shape, but then, well, that's not the type of pass you need when you're down a goal and trying to keep your premiership push alive. Sees the ball spill out to Valentine Percy. She, in turn, can't find Fiorina Iria. So a few loose passes, maybe the slick conditions having an impact. Yamada, all the way back to Liv Edwards. Poked away by Smith. Grace Maher can survey the scene in front of her with a bit of time. Goes back to Zara Board. So plenty of time and space for the Royals backline to knock it about, but that's because Preston are content to sit in their shape. Royals eventually work it to the top of the box, but then they're swarmed. And there you go, the defensive shape of Preston, disciplined, and it repulses the threat for now.
I think, Joey, we're seeing Essendon's ability to win back the ball, whether it be loose possession or the second phase off a long ball. It's just able to keep building that pressure. I think more so than any other point in this match. The pure quantity of possession is keeping them on top of the Lions, but equally, when they've found those moments in the half spaces, just haven't quite been able to pick the pass that they need. They've had one or two opportunities in front of goal, of course, but just haven't been able to find the pass to allow them to get that shot on target. Well, bodies flying everywhere as the ball somehow remains in play. And still, it will be a throw-in to the Preston Lions. It's a great applaud by their bench. See the spice and the temperature just turning up a little bit as we've earned ourselves a brief reprieve from the rain. As the whistle will be blown for a foul on Yamada.
It's what you really love to see. Just the intensity that is beginning to rise. Preston, not a lot to play for, as we talked about. Can't be relegated, can't make finals, but nonetheless, that inner pride, that desire to turn this into a competition. They're not backing down whatsoever. Might make life slightly difficult for the officials, but certainly for our entertainment benefit and those tuning in on the stream. Makes for what has been an entertaining contest and hopefully turns into even more of a cracker as the game goes on. As that ball over the top, Valentine Percy puts her head down and she'll keep it in. And spears a pass back to Dewey. Area. Just slight touch to the top of the box. Doesn't find a teammate, but the clearance only as far as Dewey, who just floats something up there, just asking the question, but a question that was answered by Zara Board.
Iria finding joy on both sides of the field so far in this game. Just her ability to work the ball at her feet and find the space has been so impressive. Of course, moving across from Melbourne Victory halfway through the season. And of course, she scored 4 goals in the very first Melbourne derby of the NPLW Victoria. A very impressive feat out at Casey Fields. And she's looking the goods again tonight. Harrington with space on the right for Preston. Ball across, finds Percy. And the faint touch. Just quite not steered on target. It's another opportunity for Preston.
And well, big news coming in from Wembley Park, where Avondale have equalised in the last 10 minutes. My SofaScore app is telling me it's an own goal, not by who, but Avondale, the Avengers, have dragged it back to level pegging. So another twist in the tale of this Senol NPL Women's Victoria season. Meanwhile, Heidelberg, they have fought back as well at Olympic Village, now leading Melbourne City 2-1. 2 goals in 5 minutes to overturn a deficit and claim the lead for the Burgers. Meanwhile, Dewey floating something in. Board coming to claim, and she'll get the free kick after taking an errant boot from Valentine Percy. Well, what does that do to the live ladder? Well, as it stands, Box Hill now 4 points clear of Essendon. And it also means that if the Avengers were to hold the defending champions to a draw, it would give the Royals the chance to pull within a point if they did overturn this deficit and then find a lead. Plenty of football to be played before then, of course, but one imagines, well, it would actually be an interesting question for coach Jaden van der Heijden. Do you tell your players that at the halftime break if the opportunity arises, or do you just keep them focused on this game? He gave me a score update from Wembley Park when I caught up with him before the game, so he's certainly keeping an eye on it. Meanwhile, Maggie Jenkins runs into a brick wall that is Liv Edwards. If Edwards says, no, you don't, repulses the danger. And it forces Essendon back, where they'll win themselves a free kick inside Preston side of the park.
And of course, the other side of this whole equation is that as Box Hill are drawn closer above them, Avondale get closer below. Of course, 16 finals series this year. Top two gets a week off. Obviously, the eyes are going to be on that Premier's plate, but still plenty of considerations to be made. Sandu. Ball in, finds Koizumi. Second phase. Just can't quite find the pass. It's cleared away well again by Preston. But the Royals will recycle. Ma with the long ball. Finds Jenkins. A great first touch to find her teammates. And it is a goal. The flag stays down. Essendon have equalised through Bronte Peel. It was the searching ball from Grace Ma to find the line. And it's opened up the space for Peel to tuck away. And Essendon Royals 1-1 here at Genestil Stadium.
So just moments before the halftime break, Essendon finally get a clean look on goal that they've been searching for. Monty Peel breaking in, finally taking a chance that they would have felt was coming based upon some of the weight of possession and territory that they had. And as Preston boot the ball forward, more intrigue is added to the 2026 Senol NPL Women's Victoria season. You've got Avondale in attack at Wembley Park, looking to find a go-ahead goal after their late equaliser. Essendon here at Genestil Stadium defending a set piece and defending it ably. As fourth official indicates that we will have 3 minutes of time added on at the end of this opening stanza. 180 seconds for one of these two sides to maybe grab a late lead. That ball is slid through. Kingston Hogg unable to come up with it. For Horrison, had to be clean with her pass. She was. That ball's only going to go as far as Parkinson. Spills out to the goal scorer in Peel. Ball to the top of the box, doesn't find anybody wearing white. Valentine Percy surrounded, just tries to knock it forward and run onto it. Grace Ma now, searching left-footed ball, but just too much on it for Bronte Peel, and it will roll out for the Charlotte Horrison goal kick. So, goal kick coming for Preston as Brooke Bennett is forced to claim the ball over there at Wembley Park. Multi-screen experience certainly on tap this week in the Senol NPL Women's Victoria competition, as it promises to be for the rest of the campaign. So tight, so competitive. And it's just copying an errant knock was Koizumi, so she wasn't able to latch onto that one as it sailed past her. Koizumi's former side, the Bayside Argonauts, they're in a big game this weekend as well, playing Geelong Galaxy. The Galaxy in the mix for promotion from the VPLW. Take you through all the action and the ramifications from that. The second stanza probably as well, but in its own way, just as competitive as the Senol NPL Women's Victoria, that battle to earn promotion to the top flight. Could we be in for a late twist here at Geneseo Stadium? Harrington, knowing that the ball would go to Preston, watches it roll out. Dewey. Amy Medwin has the ball taken off her. Dewey keeps it alive, looking for Harrington. Back to Ma. Had to get rid of it quickly. The errant control will see the ball fall to Preston. And then the shot took a bobble. So Board had to react, but did well to grab it and then fall upon it.
And we've seen from both teams that ability to find half a yard as the half-time whistle has gone. Obviously, the late equaliser, 1-1. We are in the final minutes at Wembley Park as well. Box Hill United 1, Avondale 1. But a great start from Preston to find the opener. Essendon built on the pressure, and they were rewarded before the halftime whistle went, which sets up a fascinating second half here at Geneseo Stadium. Stick around. We'll see you soon.
Welcome back, one and all, to Jenna Steele Stadium here at BT at Connor Reserve for the second half of this round 24 Senol NPL Women's Victoria meeting between the Preston Lions and the Essendon Royals. If you are just joining us, maybe tuning in after the conclusion of one of the other games around the state, first of all, welcome, and second of all, you join us with this game finally poised. Both sides heading into the sheds at the main interval with a goal apiece. It was the Preston Lions who struck first through Holly Massey, only for the Royals to answer back through Bronte Peel and leave this game on a knife edge and leave the race for the Premier's Plate here in the Senol NPL Women's Victoria competition, as well as jostling for final seeding well and truly up in the air, because it has gone full-time out at Wembley Park, and it ended up being a 1-1 draw with Box Hill United against Avondale, which means that on the live ladder, the Essendon Royals sit 3 points back of Pythagoras, but able to make that just a single solitary point if they can find a winner across this second stanza. My name is Joey Lynch. Thank you ever so much for joining us once more on the NPL Victoria YouTube page, live, loud and free, coming at you on the interwebs. Joined once again for this second half by Lockie Avil. And well, Lockie, which coach do you reckon was happier heading into the halftime break?
Hello, Joey. Great second half we're about to witness in front of us. Yeah, it's a curious question. Obviously, Essendon would have been thrilled. The team talk would have shifted with only minutes to go in that first half, drawing level. So bringing that momentum into this second 45 will be key. As you say, buoyed by the news that a win tonight will take them ever so closer to the table leaders. There is no doubt about it. We are witnessing a match before us that will have great implications at the pointy end of this 2026 Senol NPLW Victoria season. Cleared away by Edwards, who was ever present in that first half. Second ball, touch from Massey, and McGrawdy will give chase. And recycled well by Essendon. They did that so well in that first half, winning those 50-50s, retaining possession. It's a good touch. Kelly McGrawdy, hands to the ground, but waved away by the referee. And again, those second and third balls. Sandu into Ma. Her long ball led to their goal in the first half. Turned by Massey. She'll get a second bite. Percy. Massey again. And Yamada just unable to wrangle it under her control.
So Grace Mark can carry it forward once more, laying it off to Keisha Sandu on the left. Moving the ball into Preston's side of the park, Essendon, but that is where it will end. Yeah, not the most convincing of clearances by Horaison. It's going to lead to a 50-50 out there. Both sides appealing for the throw-in. It will go the way of the Lionesses. Well, you see the Essendon substitutes up, getting warm and moving about. They've got Sophie Dean as the backup goalkeeper. Emma Langley, Ava Grober, Alicia Bresciano, Mercedes McNabb and Renee Pocock as options off the bench. McNabb and Pocock coming back from injury. Did get some minutes with the 20s earlier tonight. Preston's options, meanwhile, well, they've got Amelia Kibble as the backup goalkeeper. Erica Detella, Yasmin Popovic, Alana Filipovic, Delia Papalio, and Isabella Tribbiano. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Essendon tonight without the services of Mikalia Jurcic and Bella Stewart. Both have been almost ever present in their 11s throughout the campaign, but non-contact injuries in trading this week, ruling them out. And the hope for the Royals will be that regardless of what happens in the next week or two, they are fit and ready to go come finals time. There's Grace Marr, looks one way and then the other before going to Akeisha Sandu on the left. Closed down immediately and forced to retreat. Marr, another searching ball towards the 6-yard box, but Charlotte Horrison reads it all the way.
We're seeing a similar pattern to how we concluded that first half. The pressure from Essendon has been unrelenting, but Preston will find themselves with space to run. Area will get their head of Sandu. This has been a fierce contest all night and a strong challenge, but legally won by Sandu. But the follow-up from Iaria will attract the attention of our referee. And the yellow card will be presented. And we saw a little bit of that fire, that tension, Joey, build up towards the end of that first half. Seems to have been dispelled naught during the halftime interval. And the other interesting question that we had with that halftime team talk, particularly for Essendon, probably about 10 minutes or so knowing the final score over at Box Hill. Do you use that as motivation? Do you try to spur on knowing the opportunity that's before you? Or do level heads prevail?
That is the question, is it not? But well, there are multiple schools of thought with it. Most players will tell you that they don't pay attention to those sort of things because they're trained to be boring. I say as a frustrated member of the Fourth Estate. Sure, plenty of them do, though. Certainly we know some coaching staff do, because those are the sort of ramifications that will affect their thinking as games continue with substitutes and the like. There's the Royals flashing down the right flank. Shifting the territory, searching ball in. It's knocked down, up for grabs. Cleared only as far as Sandu. Wanted a shot, had to poke it away to the right. Danger not cleared. That's a decent looking effort. It's a really good looking effort. Koizumi goes bang for the Royals.
An absolute rocket from Ayano Koizumi. The protest will endure from Maggie Jenkins' initial duel on the long ball, but they are waved away. Essendon have their go-ahead goal. And wow, for just her third goal of the season, someone who is so pivotal to this Essendon team, but not traditionally in front of goal. What a moment to pull that out. With the premiership on the line in the Senol NPLW 2026 season. Koizumi has pulled out an absolute belter and Essendon have the lead. And now the balance of this game shifts again. Joey, as you were saying, Preston, for large parts of the last half hour, have been comfortable off the ball. But more initiative will have to be taken now if they want to fully live up to their role of spoil sport tonight.
And the ramifications on the live ladder, intriguing as well. The Royals are going to come forward again, throwing that ball in. Cleared away. They will close to within a point of Box Hill now if this result holds. As it stands, Box Hill's goal difference sitting at 36. Essendon's now moving to 43. Also serving to take them mercifully clear of Avondale as well in third spot. On the live ladder, they're now 5 clear of the Avengers, with a goal difference 9 better than the newly promoted side. So after the early scare, going down a goal, Essendon have rallied back and things looking pretty positive for the side that have already claimed one trophy this year. Koizumi, the goal scorer, to turn that one around the corner in a flash. He did so rather well, finding Grace Ma. Sandu, back to Ma. Surveys the scene, and another one of these floating balls to the top of the box. Knocked down, but not to advantage. And then poked forward, but to nobody in particular, so it's going to be a Preston ball. Charlotte Horrison will eventually bend down and pick it up.
Time and time again, we've seen that searching ball from Grace Ma. That time with Bronte Peel on the end, and it was Margaret Jenkins in the first half that resulted in Essendon's first goal from that Ma long ball. That distribution, clearly a clear plan. As here they go again, central to McGrawdy. She's finding more space at the start of this second half. Turns inside, finds the pass, looking to get it back. And the shot is well saved by Horrison. That's McGrawdy's first good look of this match. She's had to adjust, find different areas to get onto the ball. And a sighter for the Golden Boot leader early in this second half.
So McGrawdy's search for a goal goes on. Perhaps something to be found from this corner, from the left-hand attacking flank of the Royals. Grace Ma comes short. And is eventually rewarded for it. Decent delivery across the face of goal. Forces the punch from Horrison. Danger not cleared. Another effort from outside the box, but McGrawdy couldn't make the kind of contact she was after with that one, and it's going to rather harmlessly sail wide, very wide of the goals for a goal kick. So McGrawdy, her search for an opener goes on. She's got goals in 7 straight games, but given the last time she failed to score was in a cup game, one has to go all the way back to round 12, the 9th of May, for a league game she didn't score in. Peel now, as the Royals go in search of a third, out for a corner.
I think as a striker, when you're doing well, to remember the games you didn't score in rather than the ones you did, you know you're onto a special season, and it's been just that for Kelly McGrawdy. And they've been her 2 best looks of the game so far. As we see, another set-piece opportunity for the Royals. In tight, the header is won. Fancied by Jenkins, in tight at the near post. But the header sailing just wide, to the delight of her Horizon. Aims the foul, waves away. Preston will recover. Nowhere to go for Yamada. And that pressure that we speak of again will lead to another Essendon corner. And just like that period, 10 or 15 minutes before the Royals' goal in the first half, this extended spell of possession and territory from the Royals, which resulted in their first goal. Ball in, tight again. After the initial touch from Smith is palmed away by her Horizon. So Grace Maher will get another opportunity off the set piece. Sandhu provides a different option short. It's waved away. Ball again at that near post. And the header came from Smith. And I tell you what, the framework of the goal on that side is getting a fair workout tonight. And another ball across the face. It's been given as a goal kick. Well, goal kick or corner. It was another golden opportunity for Jenkins right in front of the frame of goal. And real danger signs here for Preston.
So the goal kick is hoofed clear in the Percy direction. Just swung a boot at it. Not the most decisive of contact. McGrady chests it down. Maybe too much of a heavy touch enabled Liv Edwards to get a boot in, but Jenkins has kept coming, and Jenkins has finally got that goal that she has been threatening to score all night. And the Royals have rallied back from a goal down to 3-1 up, and surely on their way to 3 points now.
We see the control from Kelly McGrady. She couldn't quite win possession, but the pressure in the second phase from Maggie Jenkins. It's been the MO of her game all night. And this time she created the opportunity for herself in the delightful chip over the oncoming opposition keeper, her Horizon. And that's a little bit of breathing room. And it's hard to say they haven't deserved it, Essendon. They've been the dominant team in the first 15 minutes of this half. And now with a 2-goal buffer, they lead the Preston Lions 3-1. Kingston Hogg. The pressure is applied by Dewey, winning the ball for Preston. Massey finds the ball in behind. Percy flags up. Another one of those almost moments for Preston. There's been a few, as we were mentioning just in the build-up to the first goal, 2 chances in the first half off the framework of the goal. By the barest of margins, could have extended their lead. In a similar way, the offside flag raised, but these are the margins of football, Joey.
Ball is headed down. Booted clear by Preston Malloy. Jenkins. Second bite of the cherry. Decent delivery in. Into that corridor of uncertainty, and you could see just the presence of Kingston Hogg almost inducing the error. Rorison did well to recover it. As Edwards sends it out to the left. Healthy shove, but the advantage played. Percy. Just able to properly link up with Eva Harrington. Sanders going to receive under some fierce pressure. Did well to get rid of it. Find Ma, who once again pulls the trigger on a looping ball forward. Not the best of controls. Dewey. Percy doesn't mind a long-range effort, does Valentine Percy. On that occasion, though, she laid it off. And the move just somewhat peters out a bit. So the score remains 3-1. That means that on the live ladder, Essendon just a point back of Box Hill United, who were held to a draw by Avondale earlier tonight. Admittedly, the Premier's Plate, well, mathematically and based on form, still probably in the hands of Box Hill. Essendon are finishing with a wet sail, but Box Hill will end their season against 12th placed Keilor Park next week and then 14th placed Melbourne City. So on form, one would imagine that's 6 points for Pythagoras, but football is a funny old game. And we could be in a situation next week wherein they could win the Premier's Plate if they defeat Keilor Park and Essendon slip up against Heidelberg United. They could fall to second if the inverse occurs, or potentially the most likely scenario, the race for the plate could come down to the final day of the campaign and those simultaneous kickoffs on that Super Sunday of football. Before then, though, the Royals will spring forth once more. McGrawdy, is this the chance for her to get that goal and keep the streak going? Indeed it is. It's goal number 30 on the 2026 Senol NPL Women's Victoria campaign for Kelly McGrawdy, her 34th in all competitions, and this American striker continues to do the business.
Well, you can't keep her down for long. She was quiet in the first half, had a few siders early on in this second 45. And the chance, you could see it coming, the diagonal run through the back line of the Preston Lions. It was there, you could see it, but you couldn't stop it. And the ball from Jenkins was well placed. And McGrawdy, a striker in this much form, was never going to make a mistake from that position. And Essendon now with a comfortable lead, 4-1. Joey's just run you through the permutations of the league and how important these 3 points are, especially with the context of Wembley Park earlier tonight. This is a massive recovery from the Royals. And they find themselves with a very well-deserved 3-goal lead.
So McGrawdy now with her 30th of the campaign. Her 29 coming into this game, would have won her the Golden Boot in 15 of the last 22 seasons in the Victorian Women's Top Flight. Her sights now set on matching Korea Okino's 31 goals that won the 2023 Golden Boot with Burundara. We opined about A-League women contracts in the first half. That season for Burundara did earn Okino a professional opportunity with Melbourne Victory, but meanwhile Preston looking to upset the apple cart, but finding the side netting instead. They'll continue to keep running, will Preston. Josip Lončarić in the dugout will make sure of that. A couple of changes being prepared for Essendon. Meanwhile, you've got Ava Grober preparing to come on, as well as Alessia Bresciano. Preston as well making a pair of changes of their own. Jasmin Popovic coming on. Lana Filipovic as well. Paige Kingston Hogg, one of the players for the Royals, making way, as is Amy Parkinson. Meanwhile, you've got Nao Matsumoto and Liv Edwards coming off for Preston. As we said in the first half, Edwards did undergo a fitness test ahead of this game, so maybe she was on something of a pitch count, a time limit. As that ball is booted forward, Jenkins got another goal for her impressive tally tonight as well. Back on it at the top of the box, poked away. Valentine Percy's dropped super deep to help out her teammates, but that does mean that she's not further forward when that ball is knocked through, and Zara Board will play the role of the sweeper keeper and knock it clear.
Percy over the top, ahead of Massey. Well defended by Grace Marr. Worth noting as well the run from Fiorina Uria. Just before that raft of substitutions, a darting run into the space in front of her. Put it a very nice ball in front of Eva Harrington. She's tore it away well tonight, Uria. One assist already. Could have had a goal and an assist as well, as Preston do spring back. The ball from Percy into Massey in behind, and that's a great challenge from Akisha Sandhu to keep it at 1. There's been another goal over at Spring Hills. It's 3-0 for Alamein United in the 68th minute. As we get into the final minutes of this jam-packed night of Senol NPLW Victoria action, as the Bentley Greens also hold a 2-1 lead over Melbourne Victory. Board will settle and receive it back from Smith. Searching ball, cut out by Dewey. Preston have numbers. Well cut out again. Some of the energy perhaps just seeping out of this one as the margin grows. It was a fierce contest for the majority of it. But Essendon really asserting their dominance now. No small part. Thanks to Grace Marr, distributing to Sandhu. Continues her run in between two and wins a corner for Essendon. Oh no, it will be a goal kick. To the protestations of the Essendon bench. Well won. Wilbert inside to McGrady. And the ball just on the half turn, escaping a teammate. Yamada does well, but unable to find the pass. A good block.
So corner set to be swung in by the Royals on their attacking right flank. A couple of players making the short options. Instead it's delivered to the 6-yard box. It was a decent looking delivery as well, and then the follow-up. Koizumi looking for her second of the day. Banged in a goal of the season, contender for her first. Spectacular bicycle kick from McGrady. Oh, they comfortably sailed into the arms of Charlotte Prahorison. My word, would that have been spectacular? She equalled the Golden Boot winning campaigns of Mel Camilleri and Sarah Fitzgerald tonight on 30. Camilleri with Keilor Park back in 2006, Fitzgerald with the Cranbrook Comets in 2004. As we said, Korea Aquino next in her sights, 31 in 2023. She's got Catherine Zimmerman's 2019 haul. And then a couple of legendary seasons beyond that, Melina Ayres back in 2017. She got 39 goals for South Melbourne. But then the one that stands above all, Catherine Zimmerman's 2018 campaign with Calder. Just the lazy 43 goals for the American striker that year. Part of that incredible attack that Calder had. Alex Sinclair and Angie Beard there as well. That three-headed dragon that they possessed. Essendon, meanwhile, they've got a pretty handy attack though as well. Here's one of the key parts of that, Jenkins. Just push that pass behind the newly introduced Ava Greiber. That Calder United for a while, so she very much knows some of the firepower that was out there before the club steps back. Recently merged its setup with Avondale after previously having a relationship with Western United. Ollie Massey, who got the opening goal of this game for Preston, but it's been a royal procession since. And the offside flag will stymie another Lioness move forward.
As it has done on a few occasions for Preston in this second half. I'll tell you what, when you're on, you're on. And we've seen Koizumi and McGrady both try the spectacular. Nothing does anything better for your confidence than a goal already on the score sheet. Sandu, space to run. Priming up a ball. But again, the second ball won by the Royals. Here's Grober. McGrady, ball at her feet. The ball cut out well. Here's Percy. The pass just short of Eva Harrington. As we see the rotation of those wings again with her and Iria. Counts of control the ball from the Essendon sideline. They've done it very well so far in this match. Only 10 minutes left to wrap up such an important win for their season. Meanwhile, here's Jenkins. Another shot deflected off Yamada for another Essendon Royals corner. As we've mentioned, it's already been a record-breaking season for the Royals. Doing what they haven't done before, winning a major trophy in the Nike FC Cup. And they've got their eyes on even greater things still. Short ball finds Wilbert. Cross into the far post, and it's in the back of the net. Kelly McGrawdy was waiting. It's the short corner routine for Essendon Royals. The pinpoint delivery from Wilbert. Kelly McGrawdy has her second. Her lead of the Golden Boot extends. And it's Essendon Royals 5, Preston Lions 1.
So now 12 atop the goal scoring charts for the American. She levels Korea Aquino's Golden Boot winning campaign with 2 games remaining. Rewriting the Essendon Royals record books. As Mercedes McNabb gets a big cheer from the Essendon players coming on. A couple of changes made in the aftermath of the goal. Maggie Jenkins making way for Mercedes McNabb. Emma Langley has come on as well in place of Bronte Peel. McNabb on the comeback trail from injury, so a rapturous welcome from her teammates. Always hard at any level of the game when you're working hard to get back, build up your fitness. So, pretty decent circumstances for her to come on. Final 10 minutes, her side up 5-1. Closing to within a point of the league leaders with 2 games remaining in the regular season. And finals having already been locked in. Also have to give a shout out to Kobe Wilbert on the ball. It was she who took up the armbands today. I believe that's the first time she's captained the Royals. The 19-year-old, part of the leadership group. Michaela Jurcic absent.
Well, we heard shouts from the Essendon bench of goal of the season as Koizumi found herself on the ball in midfield. She'd be doing pretty well to better her effort. Managed to have a look at the replay during half-time. It was one of those, when it got hit, it stayed hit. Never looked like missing. But Preston managing to break area. Ball across, cut out well by Grace Maher. So Heidelberg United and South Melbourne are the 2 teams left to play for Essendon Royals in their hunt for the Premier's plate. Of course, Heidelberg, a very, very familiar opponent, the team that they defeated in that Nike FC Cup final. And of course, with plenty of momentum off the back of this victory here tonight. That's a great ball over the top. Just unable to be controlled by Percy. But Medwin, just like the rest of the Preston Lions, still pushing on. And that's a lovely touch by Grace Maher to find the release. Keisha Sandu. Again, winning the free kick to relieve the pressure for the Royals.
So continuing to wind down here, BT Connor Reserve. Disappointing night for the hosts, Preston. Heaviest defeat that they'll have suffered since Josip Lončarić took charge, albeit they were not the first and maybe not the last side that Essendon have got a hold of this campaign, including at one point Box Hill, in fact. A memorable evening for the Royals, who making another change. Renee Pocock will enter for Ayano Koizumi. So the stage really set for the coming fortnight across the Senol NPL Women's Victoria competition, live, loud and free on YouTube. And you're going to want to make yourself comfortable for what promises to be a barnstorming fortnight. For instance, Box Hill, they'll end their season with 2 games on the road, up against Keilor Park and then making the trek down to Casey Fields to play against Melbourne City. The Royals hosting Heidelberg and then finishing their campaign away against the South Melbourne side that could be playing for their spot in the top 6. And they've had their injuries throughout the campaign, South Melbourne, but when they're able to bring their guns to bear, there's certainly no easy beat. So that one going to be good to watch. Avondale, well, they've got a home game against Boroondara next week, who are also playing for top 6 positioning, and then they'll finish their campaign away at Spring Hills. And FC Bulleen Lions, who are going to look to close the gap on Avondale after the Avengers grabbed a point against Box Hill earlier tonight. They've got Boroondara this week. And they'll finish the campaign with a home clash with Spring Hills and then on the road at Dorothy West Labour Reserve against Alamein, who themselves are playing for top 6 positioning. So, whilst the top 4 won't play each other again, they'll face plenty of opposition with plenty to play for themselves. And a reminder for the first time, yes, our man in the middle has indicated that, well, I think Preston were actually planning a change regardless. Isabella Tribbiano has shed the bib and is preparing to come on. Adelia Papaleo as well. Oh, in fact, it's going to be a triple change. They just keep emerging from that dugout. Erica Ditella joining them as well. So a triumvirate of changes as Ditella is able to come on. And now poor Papelio is just forced to hang out in the halfway line as the adjustments are made. Now she enters the fray. For the first time in the Senol NPL Women's Victoria competition, we've got the top 6 going this year, so first and seconds will enjoy both a week off and guaranteed hosting of a semi-final, which could prove a huge advantage. Third will face off against 6th in the first week of the finals, while 4th hosts 5th. So that's over the head of Sandu, but it can't be turned in. And then Ava Grover coming up with it, so plenty still to play for. Big ending coming up in the VPLW season as well. When you look at that, Eltham can actually secure promotion to the top flight with a win over Ringwood this weekend. But then there are 4 other teams battling it out behind them, looking to earn promotion as well. You've got Bandura and Brunswick Juventus, both on 37 points. Southern United on 36, as is the Geelong Galaxy. So a few sides there that should be familiar to viewers of this Senol NPL Women's Victoria competition. Brunswick Juventus coming up and then going back down. Geelong Galaxy and Southern United, both with history in the Victorian women's top flight. Bandura have Manningham this weekend. And aforementioned Ringwood Eltham game, Southern United hosting Ballarat City. Brunswick Juve away against FC Clifton Hill. Geelong against the Bayside Argonauts. And then in the other game we've got Melbourne University against Banyule. So the VPLW season hitting a crescendo as well. There's Preston down 5-1 in the final minutes, but looking to go down swinging. And it just somewhat peters out. The Royals get the numbers back.
And you mentioned the 16 finals series, Joey. Of course, the debate will endure that week off. Is it to the betterment or detriments of the team? On one hand, you have a striker like Kelly McGrawdy, who I'm sure getting in the sheds after a productive day like today, just wants to get out there again and keep it going. But of course, a deep cup run comes with many more minutes as well. But regardless, it's going to be a thoroughly entertaining final series. These Essendon Royals. Grace Maher, another one of those heat-seeking balls. Kelly McGrawdy with an edge of space. Grace Maher with that distribution really has been key to this Essendon Royals comeback. And here she is again. A rare errant pass tonight. There is space in behind for Harrington. She could see it opening up. Sarah Board does well to come and collect. As we tick into stoppage time here at Jenna Steele Stadium. Another strong challenge from Sandu. She's feeling a little bit worse for wear after a number of really important challenges down that side in this second half. She's put in a massive shift tonight.
So as we await this delivery, take you around the grounds, already completed as mentioned. Heidelberg 2-1 winners over Melbourne City. Box Hill and Avondale 1-1 draw. Still 3-0 for Alamein over Spring Hills. The Bentley Greens have a 3-1 lead over Melbourne Victory, so their revival in the second half of the campaign, not enough to stave off relegation, but certainly giving them reason for hope for an instant bounce back next season. And it has gone full-time here at Jenna Steele Stadium at BT Connor Reserve. And it is the Essendon Royals who have surged back after falling behind 1-0 to Holly Massey in the 12th minute. Bronte Peel equalising on the stroke of half-time. And then they went bang, 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 bang. 4 goals in the second half. McGrawty popping up with a couple. Kozumi with a goal of the season contender before that, as was Maggie Jenkins, adding another one to her impressive haul prior to that as well. It sees the Royals close to within a point of Box Hill atop the table with a fortnight remaining, and Lockie gives them certainly reason to retain belief heading into those games.
Absolutely. It's been a terrific last hour, you'd say, from the Royals after that initial scare. They've been commanding for the rest of that game. Some terrific goals, terrific play, You got the best goal scorer in the league ticking on as well, with a trophy already in your pocket and now just 1 point shy of the top of the table. It's all going very well for the Royals, and with 2 games left, it's going to be a bumper finish to this season.
So that will all that was written from here at Reservoir, Melbourne's North. Tomorrow we'll see South Melbourne hosting Keilor Park. South Melbourne, after falling to Avondale last week, desperate for 3 points that would shore up their place in the top 6. And then Boroondara, well, looking to close in on FC Bulleen Lions in 4th spot. They're only 3 points back of the other Lionesses in the Victorian top flight. They'll host Caitlin Friend's side on Sunday. There's a bumper 24th round of the Senol NPL Women's Victoria season winds on. And it's been a big Friday night as well. Avondale and Box Hill drawing, and now the Essendon Royals flexing their muscles once more. Kelly McGrorty, just a lazy couple of goals as well. But that will be all from us. That's all that's needed from us here in Melbourne's North. Lachlan Avil on the call alongside me. My name has been Joey Lynch. Thank you ever so much for your company this evening. As a reminder, you can catch every game of the NPL seasons, men's, women's, the Senol NPL men's, Senol NPL women's, on the Football Victoria YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed, and then be a friend, tell a friend, make sure that they're subscribed as well. Finals coming up. At this point, you've got to be subscribed at this point. You want to be able to catch in the finals, don't you? For now, though, that is where we will say goodbye, and thanks and success.